Today I'm going to talk about something that I have not talked about with a lot of you, but something I think it's important to raise awareness of. That is my story with fibromyalgia. And if you didn't know, today is May 12th, and that is Fibromyalgia Awareness Day. And fibromyalgia really doesn't have enough awareness. So that's something that I'm trying to do, is just share some things that I think fibromyalgia patients would want people to know. So here are 6 things that I think all fibromyalgia patients would want people to know. First one, what is fibromyalgia? Fibromyalgia is a sensory disorder caused by a miscommunication between the nerves throughout the body and the brain. So, to really understand what that means, you need to understand how pain works. So, let's say you jam your finger in a drawer. Now, jamming your finger in the drawer doesn't actually cause the pain. What causes the pain is your nerves sending a signal to your brain that, hey, something's wrong, ouch. And so then you know that, hey, I'm feeling pain in my finger, look down at my finger, oh, I smashed my finger in the drawer. That's how pain works. So that tells you need to take your finger out of the drawer, close a wound, or even go to the hospital. But what if your nerves were continually sending the message of pain, even if there's nothing wrong? There's nothing you could do to fix it. So your finger started hurting, but it wasn't smashed in a drawer. This is what people with fibromyalgia experience daily. Constant pain with no way to fix it. Number 2, fibromyalgia is more than just pain. While pain may be one of the main symptoms of fibromyalgia, there are a lot of other things that people with fibro is what we call fibromyalgia, that people with fibro deal with. So here is just the list that's in the Mayo Clinic book. A lot of the facts, that definition that I shared, a lot of the other facts that I will be sharing are from this book, the Mayo Clinic Guide to Fibromyalgia. I seriously recommend this book. If you or someone you know and love is dealing with fibromyalgia, if you want to understand it, read this book. Nobody's paying me to say that, by the way. This isn't an advertisement, it's just my opinion. So, here are some of the other symptoms of fibromyalgia that you may not know about. Fatigue, numbness or tingling, headaches, brain fog, or we call it fibro fog. That means when I'm talking to you, I may forget the word for something. That may even happen in this video. Or memory loss. I have chunks of time missing from my life. I may forget, you know that sensation when you walk into a room and you don't remember what you went in there for? People with fibro experience that like all the time, constantly. They experience sleep problems, dizziness and lightheadedness, restless leg syndrome, temporomandibular joint dysfunction, or simple way to say that is joint pain, but it's a little more than that. Irritable bowel syndrome, interstitial cystitis. I don't know if I said that right. That's essentially just issues with urination. I don't want to go too much into that in this video. Weakness, chronic pelvic pain, depression and anxiety, sensitivity to light, sound, food, medication, and weather. Those are just the ones that were recognized and listed in this Mayo Clinic book that was published in 2019, I believe. But 2019. There are a lot of other ones that if you talk to patients that they've not been officially recognized, but people struggle with them. Okay, number 3. There are varying degrees of fibromyalgia. Not a lot of people know this. They see some people who have fibromyalgia who have full lives. They have full-time jobs, they have spouses, kids. They can go hiking, dancing, and as long as they follow a simple pain management regimen, they do okay. Some people with fibromyalgia are completely incapacitated. So just because you see one person with fibromyalgia whose life seems fairly normal, that does not mean that all fibromyalgia patients are like that. My life has been changed drastically. Every single day is a major struggle of pain. I live my life, my average number on the pain scale is a 7. And that's not like my average number of when I'm feeling pain is a 7. That's like my daily 24/7 pain level all the time is a 7 pretty much. Sometimes it varies up and down, sometimes in the 9s or 10s, sometimes down to the 3s if I'm really lucky. Never get to a 0. Everyone's talking about how difficult the quarantine is. That's been my life for a year and a half. I haven't been able to go to church. I've had to stop working regular shifts at my job. I can't get a 9-to-5 job because I can't show up every day because I am completely incapacitated by my pain. I don't want to go too much into it, but I just want to explain that everybody's different with this. And you can't judge people who may be really severe by someone else's standards who can live a normal life. Number 4. This is real. I cannot stress this one enough. We are not lazy. We have genuine fatigue. No matter how much sleep we get, we will wake up tired. We will not ever feel rested. We're not looking for attention. We're looking for understanding and some way to get help. We are not weak. We are actually enduring a lot of pain. And frankly, it's kind of awesome that so many of us are functioning so well. Here's a quote from a hematologist, and he's just one of the doctors who understands pain more than most. And can you see that up? Okay. He says, Chronic pain patients hide it so well, you can't go by how they look on the outside. They have to learn how to function with pain. You can't just roll around on the floor all day screaming in agony. Medical personnel in hospitals don't even realize this. A chronic pain patient can function with a pain level that would incapacitate any other person. This is very true. I remember once going to the ER because I was in extremely severe pain. I was having headache, ringing in my ears, and I was starting to lose my sight. All of these were caused by my fibromyalgia. I didn't realize so at the time. When my parents took me into the ER, the nurse asked me what my pain level was. I said it was at a 9. The nurse told me, honey, you're not at a 9. If you were at a 9, you'd be crying and screaming right now. I was crying and screaming on the inside, but I dealt with such intense pain for so long that I now had learned to function somewhat by function I mean speak, talk, not be passed out at a level of pain that would be very different on a different person. So that's just my story, but I just want to share, please forgive us if we occasionally make a comment about our pain or wince when we try and get up or move, because while we're all sitting together in a room and life is just going on normally for you, we've been consumed by pain that entire time. The next thing I want to share is this. There is no cure. Currently, fibromyalgia has no cure. While it is treatable, it can take years to find a regimen that helps pain, and sometimes not even then. People with fibro have little hope for their situations improving. Not saying that they don't improve, but I've been told that my best chance is to get my pain level down a couple notches, which would mean I'd be living my life at a constant pain level of a 5. And that means still never even getting to a 0. This causes serious tolls on mental health. Adults with fibromyalgia are 3 times more likely to deal with major depression than adults who don't have fibromyalgia. It's important for people to know. And the 6th and last one is that fibromyalgia takes a serious toll on family and loved ones. You can see that. Many with fibro find that the people around them may not understand what they are going through. One survey conducted by the Mayo Clinic found that, let's make sure you can see this paper, more than 1 in 4 respondents feel that his or her spouse don't understand fibromyalgia. 1 respondent in 10 said that fibromyalgia helped lead to the breakup of a relationship. 1 respondent in 4 said that his or her children thought that the symptoms were exaggerated. Even if loved ones do understand, this disorder can cause people with fibro to miss out on events, be less reliable, and restrict our day-to-day lives. This seriously affects our loved ones and those who are caring for us. Those who are caring for us may feel guilty, like they shouldn't or can't go to other events because we can't. They may feel angry because we can't get up and help. If we want to endure the party, we can't be as helpful as we'd like to be. And that can be really straining on relationships. So the more compassionate and understanding we can all be. I mean, fibro patients, loved ones of fibro patients, friends, the more we can all try and understand each other, then the better the situation's gonna be. Fibro patients need to try and understand how hard this is on their family. Family needs to try and understand how difficult this is for fibro patients, and through that we can, find a better way to deal with this. I don't want this video to be a downer, because while fibro is really hard, the stories of those who are suffering with it but still doing amazing things are really touching. There are so many people out there doing wonderful things, but this isn't something that we should all be living with. And I want more people to understand, and I want to find a cure eventually. So I just want to say to everyone who's out there fighting with fibro that we can do this. We're strong. We are chronic pain warriors. And to those who are just learning this information, there's so much more out there. If you know somebody who's dealing with fibromyalgia, if you want to understand, if you don't even know someone but you hear about this and you're curious, there's so much more information out there. So please feel free to go and do that research, because it's amazing what you're going to find. And thank you, and happy Fibromyalgia Awareness Day.